Before I came to Islam, I used to call people to Christianity. I used to have a very bad picture about Islam and Muslim. I bet I can convert him to become a Christian. And put my head on the ground and I said, God, if you're there, guide me. My name's Yusuf Estes, and I came to Islam about 20 years ago because of something very special. Before I came to Islam, I used to call people to Christianity. Everywhere I went, I would be carrying my Bible with me, and I even had a hat that said Jesus, Isa. Jesus is Lord. Do you know, I didn't realize then how funny I must have looked. The daily life that I had before coming to Islam was filled with two things: working hard to make business, make money, and to tell people about Jesus and the message of peace. Before I met the person that helped me to know more about Islam, I used to have a very bad picture about Islam and Muslims. I was so afraid to even meet a Muslim that when my father told me we'd be doing business with a Muslim, I said, no way. No, these guys, Muslims, they are terrorists. They are hijackers. They are kidnappers. And they don't believe in God. In fact, they're worshiping a black box in the desert, and they kiss the ground 5 times a day. That was the way I understood Islam. And a bad idea of how they treated women and how they treated children. I thought that really it was almost like they want to put everybody in prison. This was the idea that I had until we started doing business with a man from Egypt. When I first met this Egyptian gentleman, I was surprised because I was expecting to see some man wearing a long dress and a black robe over it and a big turban or imama on his head, and he has one eyebrow goes all the way across like this, maybe carrying a sword, a Sayyid Hussam like this, and maybe, something like Ayatollah Khomeini, I don't know. But then, when I met this man, I was so surprised. He was wearing normal clothes, and he looked as normal as anybody. He didn't even have a big beard. In fact, he didn't have any hair because he was even bald-headed. He was nice, a really nice person. And I thought right away, hey, I bet I can convert him to become a Christian. That was my idea. I'll make him become a Christian. But Allah had other plans. Was the way this man, although very quiet, gentle, kind, but what's amazing was the way that he, every day, he would pray 5 times a day, on time. One amazing thing about him that even my father talked about was how honest he was in business. Anytime there was any business transaction whatsoever, he always made sure the customer got full value for whatever it was they were doing, and to be sure that they got the product that they were promised, and then the follow-up to be sure that they were happy. That was another thing that we really were amazed about. I thought, if we make this man a Christian, we could make him a saint, maybe even an angel, because he's so sweet, so nice. But do you know what happened? One day, while I was trying to convert him, he asked us about the Bible. And so I said, yes, I have a Catholic priest who will come to my house. I was a Protestant. This is 2 different religions. And my father would be there with his Bible. So I have my Bible. My father has a different Bible. The Catholic has another Bible. And we'll sit there and try to talk to him about all this. But then we began saying, which Bible, between us. All the time, the Muslim, he's sitting there, quiet. So we ask him, well, how many versions, of that Quran do you have? Still one. Just one. And it's still in Arabic. The way it came, it's perfect. Nothing's missing. No words are missing. No pages are missing. Not even a dot is missing. So then we had another idea. Let's talk to him about God. But when we started to talk about God, he said, can you explain Trinity? Well, we try to explain how three could be one. We get many examples, but none of them really hold up very good. Do you know that when we ask him, what do you guys say about God? He said, well, it's pretty simple. And he said what Allah said in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid, wa lam yulad, wa lam yakuluhu kufuwan ahad. And do you know, his argument was so strong, we just sat there like this. No expression. And then it made me begin to doubt. Not doubt about God, no, but to doubt about the Bible. And what about Christianity? Some of the things that we think about when we talk about this subject is, why is it called Christianity? Because if it's called Christianity, it means you have to follow Jesus, Christ. But what about all the people before that? What about Adam, Abraham, Moses, David, Suleiman, all the prophets? And then what about Jesus himself? Did he say, I'm a Christian? But then I began to observe some things that really made me see a beautiful connection. One of the things that my Egyptian friend told me is that we Muslims believe in Jesus. I said, what? Because I know Jewish, the Yahudi, they believe in Adam and Abraham and Isaac, Ishaq, Ishmael. They believe in Suleiman and David and all these prophets. They believe in the Old Testament, but they do not believe in Jesus. Not as a prophet, not as a son of a God, not as a miracle worker, nothing. So how could a Muslim believe in Jesus? And he said, yes, we call him Isa. I said, okay, that's all right. It's similar to Jewish, Yeshua, Isa, Yeshua. Okay. He said, and do you know what? We know he's a miracle birth. Oh, so okay. And we know that he did miracles. Even when he was born, he could speak. Isa alayhi salam, he could speak when he was born. And he told the people he was a prophet. And he had a mission. I was like, really? I don't know that. And he did miracles. People that had skin disease, they were cured. People who couldn't walk, lame, they were cured. People that were blind, and they were cured. Even a dead man was brought back to life. The story is in the Bible, Lazarus, but you're telling me a Muslim believes this? Huh? I said, okay, well, what do you believe about Jesus? We say he's the Son of God. What do you say? He said, we say he's the son of Mary. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So this is where it really starts making you think. Muslims do believe so much, almost, it's almost exactly, almost, but maybe a little bit different. So, Maryam is the mother, God is the creator. I thought, if this is the case, what else do you believe? He said, we believe he's not dead. He's with Allah, and he will come in the last day. Oh my God. Said, this man is going to be easy. I can convert him right now. This is almost the same thing. But then it happened. The Catholic priest friend of mine said, I want to go to the mosque. I want to see, what do they do? And he went to the mosque. When he came back, we said, come here. What are they doing there? Do they slaughter animals, zibiha? Or do they make bombs, something? He said, no. He said, they line up, saf, then they stand like this. He said, like a monk or priest when they worship in silence. He said they were silent, stood like this. I said, really? I said, what kind of music did they have? He said, they don't have any music. What? How do you worship God with no music? I was a music minister. I'm wondering, how? No music? He said, no music. I got to know more about this. Well, I did. I learned a lot more about it. Do you know what happened next? He said to me, I will go to your religion as a Christian if your religion is better than my religion. I said, okay. Hey, we got him now. Because in Christianity, I know you don't have to pray, you don't have to fast, you don't have to make hajj, you don't have to pay zakah, you don't even have to be nice if you don't want to. You just believe Jesus died for your sins. Yay! He said, no. I mean, I will be in your religion if your religion is better, but you need proof. I said, again with the proof? He said, yes. Because there's nothing we do in Islam except we know there's a proof. I realized he was right. I didn't have any proof. I was just talking. But then, one night when I was really thinking about Islam so much, I found that the Catholic priest accepted Islam. The Catholic priest became Muslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu Muhammad Rasulullah. I couldn't believe it. I started to tell my wife. Then I found that she also is interested to be a Muslim. I'm shocked. So I wanted to talk to him again, one more time. So we were walking around in the night outside our house. I asked him about something about my business, my family, the people I know, congregation I used to go with, the Bible, the Quran. Many questions, because I didn't know what to do. I wanted him to tell me, why don't you be a Muslim? I wanted him to say that. Why don't you be a Muslim? But look at the hikmah. Look at the wisdom. He said, this is not about you and me. This is not about you and your wife, or you and your father, or you and the congregation of your people. This is about you and him. So you need to talk to him. I went and put my head on the ground and I said, God, if you're there, guide me. And when I raised up my head, I knew there really is God. He's one. La sharika lah. He has no partners. And I knew Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his final messenger.